I just recently learned that mayonnaise is the most common condiment to have in your fridge, which didn't surprise me at all, and so I decided I had to start making mayonnaise from scratch. This version of mayonnaise is made with extra virgin olive oil because it is so much healthier than other mayonnaise. First you add 1 egg, then you add a tablespoon of Dijon mustard and a tablespoon of white wine vinegar. You're gonna follow that up with 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then you're gonna start pouring and preparing your olive oil. I like to measure out a cup and then pour it into a container that's easy to pour out of, and I'll show you why. Take your immersion blender and start blending those ingredients without the olive oil. Then you're going to slowly add the olive oil a little bit at a time. And this is very, very important. I'm going to show you what happens after this, just demonstrate what happens if you don't do it this way. It will actually mess up your entire batch. So yes, make sure that you are adding just a little bit of olive oil at a time so that it emulsifies as you go. Also, another tip, don't move your blender, just leave it there in the bottom. If you feel like you have to move it, just slightly tip it left to right, but don't move it up and down. Okay, so you can see that it's finally emulsifying and it's getting thicker and thicker, and I'm just gonna keep blending and blending until it all comes together and is the right consistency. And here's an up close look at it. It's starting to look like mayonnaise. Then I'm going to take the juice of a lemon, and I already pre-seeded this, except watch, you can see a seed fall. Glad it missed the jar. Mix it up with a spoon and then pour it into your desired dish. I did add a little bit more salt to taste at the end, but you can see here what a beautiful color. I used a Dijon mustard that had kind of more seeds in it, so you can see that. What a beautiful mayonnaise this turned into. The color is awesome. Cannot wait to use it on my sandwiches. It tastes so much better than the store-bought kind, trust me. Okay, so this is what happens when you pour the olive oil all in at once. It was starting to emulsify, but I was moving my immersion blender up and down, and that just did not work. That's not the right strategy for this. Or moving it in circles consistently, lifting up and down, not a good plan because it did not emulsify in the end. Okay, I'm gonna give you a few more tips while you watch me make some tacos. They're Korean beef tacos with a sriracha mayo. It was so tasty. First of all, use room temperature ingredients. Cold eggs or lemon juice can cause the emulsion to break. Let the egg yolk, mustard, and lemon juice sit at room temperature for about 15 to 20 minutes before starting. Choose the right oil. For a neutral taste, use light olive oil or avocado oil. For a richer, slightly peppery taste, use extra virgin olive oil, but it can be overpowering in flavor. Avoid strongly flavored oils like toasted sesame or coconut unless you want a unique taste. Add oils slowly, like I said. Start with just a few drops at a time, blending consistently. Once the emulsion starts forming, you can add oil in a slow, thin stream. Dumping in oil too fast will make the mayo separate. Whisk, blend, or use an immersion blender. You can whisk this by hand, but I do not recommend it. It sounds like a lot of work. Balance the acid. Lemon juice or vinegar is essential for flavor and stability. If your mayo tastes too flat, add a tiny bit more. Fix a broken mayo. If your mayo separates like mine did in this video, you can try whisking in a teaspoon of warm water, starting fresh with a new egg yolk in a clean bowl, then slowly adding the broken mayo back in like you would with the oil. And make sure you store this properly. Homemade mayo lasts about 4 to 7 days in the fridge. Store it in an airtight container and always use a clean spoon to scoop it out. If you liked this video, make sure you like and subscribe. I will continue to add more recipes just like this for creating your pantry and all your fridge items from scratch.